everybody, and welcome to Skateboard Nation. Tonight, my special guest came in. Well, I got a phone call, and she happens to be in town. You can see who. Dootson. Make sure I always say it because I'm get pretty lazy about it. But anyway, so to get started, first off, why don't we talk about why you're actually down here in San Diego?
That's a good spot to start. So what brings me down is my racing team, La Costa Racing Team, is closing out its second year of nonprofit status. So we're having a year-end celebration and we're having a skate session at noon, and then a social and a quick meeting to announce new officers, and then dinner party. DJ starts at 7. But it's the important thing is that it's the culmination of our second year where the taxes are filed, the bills are paid, we didn't get sued, we got more members, and there's money in the bank. So we have a viable, alive, functioning, I think the only nonprofit slalom racing organization in the country. Wow. And we're going to celebrate on Saturday.
Oh, that is super awesome.
And whenever I come south of LA, I always like to hang out a little before and after, because driving through LA is terrible.
Yeah, well, you just got done telling me how many miles is on your
Sprinter.
Your Sprinter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh. It takes me 10 years to get that. And then you've done it, you know.
No, because I didn't get it new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's an old girl.
Really? Well, it looks brand new, but
she's in good shape.
Yeah,
just past smog.
Okay.
I'm stoked. 2005, and she's still passing smog.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, so. Oh, and that's what I was going to ask you, because you sent out the flyer, and I got the flyer, and it says just like it's in Vista. But
right.
Where is this get together? Because there's no address
anywhere. Now, this is going to air afterwards.
Yeah.
So I can't. I've printed out the flyer, but it's on a new street we haven't been to before. Okay. And it's an outlaw spot. We're not pulling permits. On a Sunday, it's an industrial area. So it's up on the event page and Facebook. And I'll get you guys the address so you can come over on Saturday.
Awesome.
But it's got a nice steep. Lynn says you can go as fast as you want, and there's a run out uphill at the bottom. So, yeah.
Well,
and I said,
most side got too gravelly.
Oh, that Loretta Street was. Now in my dreams as a nonprofit, I want to ask somebody who paves streets where they got a load of asphalt left over. You go, can you just donate the rest of that? We'll give you a tax receipt and just repave that beautiful hill.
Oh, okay. So that's why there's no information on it, because we were looking at the thing that you sent out, and I was like going, there's no address. Where could this be?
Yeah, it's Engineers Road in Vista.
Okay.
And we have to close after. There's one business that's open till like 10 on Saturday morning, and we're not getting there till noon. So we won't bother anybody.
Oh, okay. Got it. Because I was like, I have no idea where this is. So now I know it's outlaw. Then awesome.
That's all you got to know. Yeah.
Okay. So and how many people are you expecting right now
at the session?
Yeah. Do we have any idea? I know you've invited a lot of very special people.
Well, we're getting about 40 to dinner.
Oh, wow.
Some people can make session, can't make dinner, and vice versa. But we'll probably get 25 people out there at least.
Okay. Well, we plan on going to the session. I can't make the dinner, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I already have other family obligations. But definitely going to go to the one thing.
It should be fun. And it's a nice new hill with a good surface, so we're stoked to find a new one.
They're always good. Is it pretty wide, or is it?
Looks wide.
Single wide, double wide?
Double wide with parking on the side. It looks like it might be, because lanes are 20 feet.
Right. And
then parking, so it might be 45 feet wide.
So it's almost wide enough for me to ride.
Wow.
You going to bring your gear?
I'll probably have it in the car. I have it in the car.
Put it in the car.
I actually have it in the car right now.
Safety gear's in the car?
It is.
All right, cool. Because I asked her, because I don't do stand-up anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, is my luge going to be good on this? And she goes, oh, yeah. And I went,
Let's put him on the luge.
I'll let you ride it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll probably end up just trying to stand up. If it's that wide, I can get away with it.
Well, and plus, it has a run out. Yeah. See, the thing why I can't do stand up anymore is that I can't run it out.
Yeah, I can't either.
And I can't foot brake anymore.
Right, okay.
Those days are done. So I went to luge, and that's just easy, a piece of cake. But this hill has a run out, so you don't have to run it out or foot brake, apparently.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because you know, back in the luge days, I think I always remember George Wharton the best. He would always just go right into the hay bales.
He was a stand-up. I mean, no, that's not luge then. If he's standing up.
No, he wasn't standing up at this time. He was laying down. Yeah, he was during the X Games days and stuff. So, but I just remember, I always give him a hard time when I see him. Like, yeah, man, how come you always hit the hay bales?
It's all about the stopping.
Yes.
Going fast is easy.
Okay, so I do have a couple other questions about, okay, so you were like, let's go back to when you first started skating, okay? And you kind of told me the story a little bit as far as, you know, who you were out with and doing and stuff. So what got you started on skateboarding? Like, this is 1974. 74, okay.
I was sharing a house with my brother and Dave Dominy. They were best friends from elementary school in Hawaii when our parents had the same duty station.
Okay.
And then fast forward, actually the two of them started Skateboards Hawaii when they were in elementary school. They made decks in shop, copied the Surfboards Hawaii sticker, and I typed out order forms for them, and they took orders and sold skateboard. The things were this thick.
Yeah, of course. That's what we had. That's what we had.
They were beautiful. And so that's what Craig and Dave did when they were in elementary school. And then you fast forward to the 70s.
Wait a minute.
Elementary school,
Are those boards still around?
Dave's got one.
Wow.
I don't know who else has one. I don't think I know. Craig has one.
I wonder if it was made of ash or mahogany or oak. Or,
whatever they had in
whatever they
Hawaii.
did. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
I was going to say, because I know we did the same thing, but me, it was in junior high school.
This was laminated with stringers.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So they were both working. Well, we were all working. So we'd come home from work and then they'd go skate this great hill. And I'd follow along because hanging out with those two is just too much fun.
Okay, is this back in Hawaii or are we back here?
We lived in Lucadia.
Okay, in Lucadia, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'd go skate and I tagged along and it wasn't long before I go, all right, I'm doing that. Because I don't like just watching.
Well, we do have some great pictures of you doing that. So, but anyway, so what do you think of like right now, how far the girls, the women have come along in skateboarding as far as it goes? And I'm talking all the way across the board. Like girls are competing now with a lot of guys. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, for example, like what's the difference in speed between like a guy's race and a woman's race?
There's a difference.
Is there? Okay.
There's gonna
through
be...
like a tight slalom, for example.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I can't imagine it being that much a difference. I've seen Lynn Kramer skate.
Yeah, she's the fastest in the world.
Yeah, she's
15-year consecutive women's fastest slalom racer in the world.
Yeah.
She's our head coach, by the way.
Okay, got it.
She and I founded La Costa Racing Team as a nonprofit. But so yeah, she is state of the art of how to do it right.
And when I watched her skate, I was like, okay, yeah, because she flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I'm trying to remember times ranked in open, not by division,
right,
fastest to slowest, she's maybe, she's gonna kill me if I get this wrong.
Disclaimer.
A second slower.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured that.
No, because the times are in thousandths of a second.
Right.
So the differentiation between first and second place is in the thousands.
Yeah.
So for her to be a second behind, sorry, Lynn, if I can't, I'm lousy with numbers. Then is significant enough.
Yeah.
But when she races and you do an open, she's in the top 10.
Yeah. Okay.
And of all divisions put together.
Okay. Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I mean, I watched her at that one event. And I was just like, okay, she is smoking fast. So I wasn't gonna do it.
And she's going to Argentina.
Yes.
We have 11 on our La Costa Racing Team who are going to Argentina.
Okay, well, I was going to talk about Argentina, but let's get into it right now.
Okay.
And so what's the prize money down in Argentina?
I don't even know. There is so much that World Skate Games doesn't know.
Okay.
The thing is, our races start October 26th. Okay. So that's 4 weeks away.
Right. And
they're just now dialing in buses from the hotel to the site and how people get, their pass to be allowed, and they're accompanying people, their coaches and all that other stuff. It's 4 weeks out and and I don't know if there is a purse.
Okay. No, I mean, I've seen some ridiculous sized purses that they're going for, like money wise. I was like blown away by it. But I don't know if that was like
what the purse was for Barcelona downhill
I don't.
in 19?
No.
If they even had a purse, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the purse would be supplied by Argentina as the host country or by World Skate Games as the host organization. I just don't know that much about World Skate Games.
Okay. Well,
they're going for bragging rights, at least.
Okay. Well, that's incredible to be able to travel down there because it's not cheap. It's
no,
like
it's about $3,000 a person.
3,000. Okay. I think
and
it was like
everybody has to earn their own money. They have to, there's no sponsorship coming from any formal organization. And the exciting thing, I was having lunch with Lynn today and found out we're going to see teams from countries that don't go to the Worlds that International Skateboard Slalom Association does, ISSA. Okay. They do a Worlds every year. Historically, it's traded continents. The U.S. or over here in Europe and stuff. And but at the World Skate Games, we're going to get a team from Japan and a team from Australia. Now, the Aussies have been running cones for a really long time, so they'll bring it big. The Japanese, we know nothing about. Well, they just saw slalom for the first time a couple of years ago. So.
You can be guaranteed, my opinion, that if the Japanese are into it, it's going to be a tough country to beat.
Here's the thing about slalom, is it's all about the clock.
Yeah.
There's no judges going, it wasn't pretty enough, it wasn't whatever, it's all about the clock. And the thing that only experience can give you is racing strategy. They can, I already know, they have the fastest times in what's called a 25 cone challenge.
Okay,
it's flat.
I've seen that. Yes, I've seen that.
It's flat.
Right.
Slalom, that's a flat cone challenge, something to do during COVID because we couldn't get out and skate together.
Right.
But this is a pretty formidable hill. Now, that 25 cone challenge will translate to a tight slalom race on an incline.
Okay.
Because sometimes they put a kicker in and it's not exactly a straight line.
Right.
But then you get into hybrid, which is a little of this and then some of that, and finish up with this. Right. You throw a GS at them.
Okay.
I want the video of that.
Okay, just so, what is a GS?
Oh, giant slalom.
Okay, perfect.
And it means cones go like out of the gate. It'd be cone, one here, one here, one here, one way over here, back here, a couple more here. It's just it's the one that feels like surfing.
Okay.
Because you've got to lean out and hit the lip and carve back down and then finish up over here and then your shore break, make something of the shore break. That's the course that feels the most like surfing.
Okay. And okay, what about bank slalom? Do they have? Are you in with bank slalom? Do a lot of that as well?
ISSA does not offer bank slalom. Lots of other people do. Kona Skate Park just did it as part of their anniversary. Albuquerque's doing the Bear, which is a ditch slalom race. Mecca was an insane ditch slalom race. And even skate parks. You just tape a cone on the side of it and tell the kid he's got to go around, right? And now you got a bank slalom. So, but it hasn't hit world-class level.
Okay.
ISSA hasn't figured out rules for it yet.
Okay.
It's probably coming because of parks, and now with pump tracks, you could throw some cones on there.
Yeah.
Have any effect of bank slalom. But ISSA is very slow. Not slow. Slow is the wrong word. Cautious, deliberate. They do it right. They have over a 20-year running track record on running solid races and competitions whose rules are consistent. Yet every year the board will meet and review rules, tweak one, add one, throw one out. So it continually grows and evolves, but not with a knee-jerk reaction to some whiny people over here that don't like the way that happens. It's really...
Okay, we always have those people,
Yanni
right?
Soderall does a fantastic job of leading that organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I mean, I love the fact that I love timed events because you really know who actually came in. Like you said, it's not somebody saying basing on style, but my hands are going to be, I know, I mean, hopefully Australia can get over here for it.
To Argentina?
Yeah, to Argentina.
They are.
Okay.
They're
definitely
promoting their team.
Okay.
We know names.
Okay. I was going to say, because, I mean, they have like the most stringent COVID, issues, and I'm surprised they're letting anybody off the island there,
Yeah, and I don't know.
So, continent.
Individuals from Australia have done the ISSA Worlds event.
Okay.
But not a whole team, so this will be fun.
All right. Well, I just know how Japanese are.
Right.
And they go to win. And, you know, I just, you know, I saw what they did.
But the sight that happens in a race is way different than just, even if there's a timer on your course, you're practicing.
Right.
When you stand up at that gate, like the starting gate for the SLALOM qualifying race was 12 feet high.
Uh-huh.
And then on top of that is a 6-foot person. So your head is way up there. Yeah. I told you I was lousy at math.
Yeah. I got
you. So to be, that was the GS starting ramp. That's one person at a time. But to take that drop and then find the first cone, hit it on the right side, not the wrong side.
Right.
How many times have they practiced that? Yeah. And then there's the regular head-to-heads, hybrid and tight, which are matching ramps, and they got to pull out the same time. Yeah. And you can get in your head so much about the other person that you can just screw up whatever skill you got. It happens all the time with very fast young racers. I don't mean young in years, young in time. Right. They haven't been racing that long. Okay. And I've seen them psych themselves out before they even got in the starting gate. And I turn by watch him, he's already out of it. Sure enough, he doesn't do what we've seen him do. Yeah. Because he psyched himself out. So it's going to be at that world level. They might be fast in practice. Right. But at that world level of competition. Mm. And when their fastest guy gets up on a ramp opposite Joe McLaren, he ought to be shaking in his boots. I'm just saying. And the woman could stand up against, say that, you know, they do the field of, you know, the time trials. Right. And then they put them in brackets, and then it's down to, you know, the last
Is it one-on-one then?
For tight and hybrid, for tight and hybrid.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, so if you put number 1 and number 2 up.
That's the fine.
They can... Okay, no, but I mean, like during like the time
they always pair the fastest with the slowest. Oh, once you do your qualifying times, then the brackets are fastest to slowest, and then whoever loses that goes to a B category. So the B's get to race each other, and the A's get to race each other.
Okay. And the B's can jump up into the A category.
No, not with ISSA rules.
Oh wow!
In other forms of athletic competitions, you know, a loser's bracket is common, and at the end, the winner of the loser's bracket competes against the winner of the winner's bracket, not with the ISSA rules. We don't do it that way. Okay. Well, let me ask you, are you seeing an increase of a lot more women coming out for slalom right now? Slowly. Yeah. Okay. They'll come out. I mean, is it growing? Is it like? Yes, definitely. Okay. Yeah. So we're sending 3 new women to Argentina. We're sending. They're getting themselves there, but they're on the team who haven't raced at Worlds before. Okay. Wow. So, rookies. Yeah. Yeah, at that level. Yeah.
Yeah, the rookies.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how many? One of them's coming to San Diego for the. She flies in tomorrow. Isa Ruiz is Joe Lem's daughter. He does the Santa Fe Skate School in New Mexico. Joe Lem, of course. And she's flying in to spend the weekend because it's our. She and Lynn are going to train together. They're going to train all 3 courses. Lynn's going to take her through a gym workout training session. There's special exercises she does for skate muscles. Okay. And so, yeah, it's training hard. Now, I was just curious because, like, you were one of the first women that was recognized in the magazines, like, back in the day. You helped out. You skated, you helped out as well. Yeah, I'd skate until the race started, and then I would run the race. Oh, yeah, okay. So I was just going to ask, so like, here's a picture of you skating from back in the day. Yeah, that's before, that was just after work. But having fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but that's what we all were doing back then, just having fun. See, the elbow pads are basketball elbow of course, pads. Yeah. And that was, the reason I got those was I remember that I wasn't wearing any gear. I was wearing shoes because I'm a grown-up and I'm not stupid. Yeah. But that was all. And then I went, I'm at the top of the hill. I'm going to take a push, go down Black Hill. And I went, maybe I should get some pads. Yeah. And so I start my carving down, and my brother blows by and goes, on your right, scared the crap out of me. I go down on all elbows, knees.
They hurt for 6 months.
Oh yeah, sure.
You don't know that you actually need your elbows to get into bed. You can sit down on the bed, but you watch. This evening, you put an elbow down, and then your legs swing into bed. So sure enough, I bought the state-of-the-art elbow pad basketball pads of the day. My knees, those are basketball pads.
Yeah, yeah.
And gardening gloves.
Am I wearing gloves?
It looks like Rector, maybe some Rector gloves, or no, they're gardening.
Tied on the top.
But Rector's had a pull cord.
Yeah, they do have the pull.
I borrowed those.
Did you?
Yeah, they were mine. I didn't have them.
Okay, well, I was going to say, it's still smart to have.
Yeah.
Was this a race here?
No, this is Vail.
Oh, okay, that's
This is one of Pete Kamen's ARA races.
Okay.
And I entered this race in the Masters division at age 27.
Already a master at 27.
It was ridiculous.
Okay.
Notice the Cooper hockey helmet.
Yeah.
That sets the date, because at the point where PSA, Pacific Skateboard Association, whose shirt I was wearing in that Lacoste picture, they first came on to do we need safety gear. We need helmets. So nobody made skateboard helmets.
Right.
So I ordered hockey helmets out of Canada, Cooper hockey helmets. And that one was mine. And that's what was at Carlsbad Skate Park. And that's what, when you notice the helmet, then the skateboard helmet showed up and the Coopers hit the yard sale.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, Norcon was the first one.
No, but I bought Coopers. Everybody I got them for, I bought Coopers. I don't know why.
Okay, well, you just brought up Carlsbad. You have a lot of history there as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you ran the place in the very beginning? I was
John's first manager.
Okay.
Yeah, John O'Malley. It's all in this story. Urethane Revolution.
Yeah.
It's the story of Lacoste, which is where my roots are. And he tells it, it's all true in this book, but it reads like a, what do they call those funny little racy novels? Novellas, I forget. But anyway, it's a fun read.
Okay.
It's all true.
You got Bobby Piercy on the cover?
Yeah, why not? Talk about stories. So John is John and Jack built Carlsbad Skate Park. On Facebook is Carlsbad Skate Park - the original. And people who used to be at Carlsbad will send in pictures and we'll get them posted. But there's pictures of John and Jack in the ditch after they dug the first, and then there's the moguls, and so there's a nice story tale in there. And when it came time to open it, I was probably the most responsible person he knew. So I got the job.
So you'd show up on time, and
yeah. When that kid shows up from the whatever, and he goes, "My arm hurts, and it's bent from here down," and I went, "Oh, this is not good." So I go, "Wait right there," and we had one of these inflatable casts.
Oh wow!
So I slipped it on his arm, and then put him in a car, and somebody drove him home.
Home. Okay. Yeah. Forget the hospital. That's good.
I'm not taking a kid to the hospital. No.
I can't tell you how many times when I worked at a skate park that I had broken arm, broken legs. And
that one turned my stomach, though. Yeah. That one was hard.
I remember even Tony Mag broke his leg, and I was like, that guy's never going to skate again. Yeah.
I guess Tony Hawk's skating again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was skating 4 days later.
I thought it was a worse break than that. Did he break his femur?
He did. Yeah, but 4 days later.
Just go skate
4 days later, yeah. 4 days later, he was skating on the bottom of the ramp, and I think like a week and a half later, he was doing inverts again.
At least he didn't need his legs for that.
Yeah, but that was a whole nother thing. But all right.
So Carlsbad Skate Park. Tommy Ryan was head of the skate patrol.
Okay.
And he would teach skateboarding, park riding. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I remember going up there and having to forge my parents' name on the little thing. There you go. Yeah. I got it. I was like, oh, shoot.
Sweating bullets.
I was, yeah. Didn't tell that.
I got to go, let me in.
Yeah, I'm 18. I looked like I was 12, but it was okay. Well, anyway, no, I just, it's got to feel good. I mean, I know you were one of the first women, Patty McGee.
She was gone by the time I came to the scene.
Okay.
Her thing was in the 60s.
Right.
And by the mid-70s, she was in the desert. She moved to Arizona.
Right. She was only around for like a year.
Oh, longer than that.
Was it more than a year?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a year or two or whatever.
And all those had to be more than a year. So.
Okay.
But I didn't meet her until 2019.
Okay.
No, 2014.
2014.
Yeah, I did a Viva La Costa reunion with John Hughes.
Okay.
And Kat Young came, and she goes, and I'd met Kat slalom racing, and then she goes, "Can I bring my friend Patty McGee?" And it was an exclusive, not open to the whole thing, but a private party.
Right.
And I thought, well, that's a little presumptuous. You're invited to a private party. And she goes, "No, she's real. And I went, "Okay, fine." I got, and then I met her, and it's like we've been fast skate mates ever since.
Right.
But it was like, oh yeah, no, I did good, allowing. Yeah, one more fine.
And it's only Patty McGee. So,
yeah, little did I know.
She's like the kind of the co-founder, one of the
queen.
Yeah, the queen, I guess, of skateboarding.
Professional skateboarding.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, she
absolutely.
did. For the little bit amount of time that she was a part of our skateboarding, she did so much for it.
Oh, and it's still carrying on today.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought I saw a picture. I think, yeah, I have a picture of her. But anyway, that's pretty amazing. And it's gotta feel good too to see how far along women have gotten. Like, that's what blows me away the most. First of all, go to skate parks, and probably about 30% now. Used to be like, you saw one girl at the skate park, you were like, oh wow, a girl, okay. You know, especially when I was skating.
Right.
We had 2, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I can think of Kim's PDs, Patty Hoffman, Terry Lawrence, Laura. Well, yeah, but Thornhill was
Robin.
Robin. But like, that was a different. Like, those girls were over on the street side freestyle and stuff, and I was just talking the vert wise. But still, there's yeah, you can count everybody on 2 hands in the first 10 years almost. You know, I mean, there wasn't a lot. Let's just say that.
I did a nice special in my newspaper, National Skate Report, which was a women's section.
Okay.
And Vicki Vickers was my cover.
There you go.
And she was at the 9 o'clock, spot in some pipe somewhere. I forget what park it was. And then I featured probably a dozen in there, and then made a point of that pretty regularly in the newspaper. More showed up for that kind of thing in the 70s parks than certainly for slalom. A couple girls, and they're young, so I can call them girls.
Yeah,
would come and try it, and it'd be fun, but it just didn't catch them. Like, Kim prefers bowls,
yeah, of course,
slalom,
right? But she skated bank slalom and stuff. I remember from back in the day.
Okay.
I'm just thinking like Del Mar.
She likes edges.
Yeah.
She likes edges, ramps.
Yeah, because I remember
reservoirs.
Yeah, okay. Because I like back then, probably the best at that time was Carabeth. You know, like, as far as vert goes, and then until Patty Hoffman came
90s,
on and stuff.
Right?
No, it was 80s.
No,
It was early, very early. It was 70s, like late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Because
I was
were
gone
doing
by
it.
then.
Okay. But my whole point is like, is you go to a skate park now, and probably 20 to 30% of the kids, the girls, the skaters that are there are women now.
Yeah.
And you see, like, from 9 years old to 13, there's so many of them now.
Yeah.
And they're killing it. It's unbelievable.
Got skills.
What they're doing.
Just the more you skate, the better you get. So
11-year-olds throwing, little 11-year-old girl with a tutu on throwing a 540
oh
up.
God, she's so cute.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's not right.
Oh, and JoJo.
But it's incredible. Yeah.
That's not right.
That's not right. Like, unbelievable. And now that you see, like, how much the sport has taken on with just the girls' side is incredible. In fact, now they have a bunch of girl skateboard companies, like, they're being run by girls, like Yeah for one.
Oh,
I don't know if you've been watching how many different companies.
There's a point where I can't keep up.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. And I kind of come from a different world, because I was in one slalom contest. Okay. 2 amateur, 1 pro. Amateur contest in slalom. Okay.
Right.
Which is your background all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And
but your favorite was something else. I mean,
yeah,
everybody gets a favorite.
Yes. But, my whole thing is, I just look at how many girls now are skating, how many skate companies that are out there now, and not just in the United States, but Germany has them, England has them. Like, I'm like,
Title IX helped.
Title IX helped.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the federal government mandate that schools will have equal athletic opportunities for girls. And I forgot what year it was, but that was the beginning of high schools and universities going, all right, we'll have a girls fill in the blank. You know, volleyball, basketball, never football. No, they couldn't they'll get hurt.
Well, they're in there now too.
And then it turns out so the girls can play, but they have no locker room.
Yeah. Okay.
So then they come back and go, equal means equal. We're going to play, you know, basketball. We need a locker room with the shower and lockers so we can do, you know, and that was the beginning of women having an opportunity to do athletics. Okay. More than just home ec. Right. Which is the culture that all this came out of. Title IX was huge.
Okay. 1971.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea.
So now these girls got the benefit of it 40 years later. Their mothers were athletes. Right. Their aunties are athletes. Yeah. So it's not that surprising for them to have a go at skateboarding. And
also skate clubs in the high school. Yeah. In the junior high and the high school.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I got to say that, you know, it's exciting to see how far, you know, like California Training Center has, you know, there's a whole bunch of girls that are in there skating, and, you know, I just sit there.
Where? We're getting a tour on Sunday.
Oh, are you? Okay. Awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah, we've set up a tour.
For at the California Training Facility. Chula. Okay. Oh, where? Oh, that Vista. One. That's the Olympic training. I'm talking about the California. Chula Vista.
Yeah, we're going down there. Okay. Because we need a spot to do a national slalom championship. Okay. And we'd like to do it in town and not have to go somewhere else. So we're gonna get a tour. Oh. Check it out.
Okay. Well, do they have like? I haven't never been there, so I have no idea what it is.
It's Summer Olympic training. Right. It's not called Olympics anymore. For some reason, the name changed, and I don't even want to know why. Yeah. But so we're gonna see what kind of hills and slopes they've got for the activities they're training for now. But we already know that there's a back hill that goes outside the formal training grounds that really might be perfect. Okay. So we're going to go look at all of it.
There's a lot of hills down there for sure.
Yeah.
I know.
And with all that being, it's not a municipality. It's private property. Yeah. It's got bathrooms. It's got a parking lot. I mean, that's mostly what we need.
Yeah, I grew up down there, so I remember I used to ride motorcycles to that whole area.
Before they built that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, years before. Yeah, so I went to the high school right down the street from there. Okay, so I'd like to go back a little bit to the La Costa time. Okay.
First La Costa?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to test you right now because
not nice.
I know, but I think you got this.
I got a book I can check. I can look it up.
I think you got this one. No, original members of the La Costa crew. I'd like to I was looking at it, and the thing that blew me away was how many of those guys are no longer with us. And you know, and a lot of those guys, I mean, I was friends with a lot of those guys.
Right.
So anyway, so come on, we've got about 25 names.
I got the list.
I've got the list right here.
Because I'm going to forget.
You want to cheat?
Yeah.
And look?
Yeah.
Okay. So
now, because what I did was for the founders of the nonprofit is besides the people that were there all the time, there's some quiet people there that are all the time, and they're not flashy like Piercy and Tommy.
Right.
But so I wanted to look a little deeper. So I looked at every race result in La Costa in the first couple of 2-3 years. Okay. Turning pages of my newspaper, writing names down, and so
I haven't even been able to hit on that yet, but we'll get on that next.
Okay. So then I sent a letter to all of them and said, we're making La Costa a nonprofit. I'm inviting you to be a founding member. You don't have to pay any dues. We just want to include you in our publicity and our growth and give you credit for starting something that is active 5 generations later.
That's amazing.
These are the people that replied.
Yeah. Oh, those are the people that replied?
Yeah. Now, since then, Shoefly has talked to Steve Sherman, who says he wants in. Okay. And if he gets through with his job shooting on Saturday morning, he's going to be there on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And Joey Roper, we consider a founder because he was there every Sunday for the first couple years. Wow. And I sent him a letter, email, never answered.
Didn't he just go? He just went to the Hall of Fame, didn't he? Joey Roper last year, yeah.
For surfing?
For skating.
No.
No, for surfing.
Was it for surfing? Why didn't he go into ours then?
I don't think he did.
Really? Okay. All right.
I don't think he did.
Because Sworn was an icon guy, like I don't know.
So.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway, so Shoe Flies talked to Steve, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm in. I'll be a founder." And I went,
"Yeah, man.
Better late than never, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
the slowest you've ever been." And he's going to call Joey too and see if he wants to come, which would be cool. Because the last time I saw him was at the GNS reunion some years back down at Tourmaline.
Okay.
So we have, looks like 2 more founders that are going to come forward and take an active
Well, I think his name is on there anyway. Steve
Let's see.
I just want to give a shout out.
Joe Roper is.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to these guys.
Because Dale, I couldn't track down Dale either. He's struggling these days, and we decided just to leave him be.
Okay. But I don't think I don't think anybody would be bummed that I think they'd be more bummed not being on the list than, especially.
Well, Neil Graham.
Those guys gave a lot of blood.
I mean, Danny Trailers, not Danny. Couldn't find Danny. He didn't reply either. Neil, what did I just say? Neil Graham is in Baja. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm in, but I won't be around much." And I go, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, that's fine.
But he has an email, so I keep sending him stuff.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, so of the founders, Hester's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Bobby's going in now.
Skullberg.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan's already in.
Right.
Mike Williams.
He was another...
He did Gullwing. He designed Gullwing.
Yeah, he designed Gullwing and...
started that company. And then it went to the factory was in El Cajon. It's got initials, I forget.
Yeah, Walt Teague.
Yeah, and Chris Yandel.
Yeah.
Marty, Steve, Sherm, Chewy.
Come on, I want to hear names.
Dave Dominy went in with Tracker Trucks. Bobby Turner, John Hughes. Lance has not.
Lance Smith,
Yeah. Larry Bauma, Warren Bolster.
I know you're talking about the Tracker guys that started Tracker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim Goodrich is a lead photographer. Tim Stahl is a lead photographer. Greg Sherman, Steve's dad, got us from the flag start, stopwatch finish days.
Wow.
He's an engineer.
Okay.
And he designed us a laser radar metal box that clicked. So all you had to do was break the beam at the top, and it would start a clock.
Okay.
And do it at the bottom.
Wow.
And it was fabulous.
Okay. And who was that?
Greg Sherman is Steve Sherman's dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Joey Roper.
Okay.
Conrad.
Neil
Graham. Yeah. Danny Trailer. Couldn't find him. Sischler. He's coming Saturday.
Okay.
Curtis Hesselgrave, who we lost. John O'Malley, Shoe Fly, Piercy, Vince Turner, Davey Andrews, and Dale Dobson.
Okay. I had a couple other ones in there that I added because I've been talking to those guys about it. And they said, well, I used to always go there every weekend.
But they weren't slalom guys.
Right.
Steve was freestyle at the top. Logan's were freestyle at the top. And that's where you found most of the females.
Okay.
They would sometimes come down and run one cone.
Ellen O'Neill, for example, maybe too?
Yeah, but they're doing freestyle at the top. And they're like, oh, all right, I'll try run.
Okay.
And Lane didn't do much with slalom. And this is the founders of La Costa Racing Team. So it's not the La Costa family, it's the slalom family.
Okay, it's the slalom family.
Right, that's the difference.
Okay, so then we have this overall La Costa everybody family.
That's where the Black Hill Project comes in.
Ah, okay, so I didn't know anything about that one.
Stan Stroker have got footage, old footage, and interviewed everybody, and they now are working on the screenplay.
Okay.
And doing fundraising.
Okay. So what other girls were up on the hill?
Dodie Hackenmack was there.
Okay, Dodie.
I still have her ring. She goes, will you hold my ring while I take my run? And I go, okay. Gosh. It's a beautiful silver coral, and I held it, and I still have it. I'm waiting to find her. And I found there's a woman who's doing a Women in Skateboarding, and it's so new I can't recall it. And she did a piece on me, which was cool, and she got it right, and I was excited and very flattered. And she mentioned Dodie Hackenmack, and I went, you know where Dodie is? I got her ring. I got to get her. And she just passed.
Oh, no. Oh.
So I'm going to keep the ring. She said, in true confession, she goes, well, if you want to, her son would like the ring. And I go, wow. And I decided to keep it, and I'll tell you why. Because every time I get to speak of her and be excited about her and talk about her every time we talk about women doing that. And I think it's going to sit in his drawer.
Yeah. Yeah, or
and so
around
I'm
his neck
keeping
or
it,
something.
and I'm going to tell her story.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
she was fabulous. What a great gal.
Yeah, I've never heard of her before, so that's good. I like.
And then
that's
Rebecca Williams, Mikey's wife.
Oh, really?
She ran cones. She did the artwork for the PSA first. Wear all your helmet safety gear.
Rebecca did.
Mother of twins. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Unbelievable.
She skated.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't know about Mike, and I learned as I
and the
do.
girlfriends hung around a lot, but they just waited for the guys to finish and
yeah, okay,
leave.
But they were just hanging out.
Yeah,
the groupies, the
yeah.
skateboard groupie girls. Yeah. I've never met any of those.
I think Scobie married his. I think Gloria was there.
Okay, wow, very good.
She was a keeper.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And honestly, I'm at the bottom with a stopwatch and a clipboard.
Okay.
I got tunnel vision. You saw that picture of me on the curb?
Right.
That, I mean, I am not paying attention to who's coming and going. And if you want to know who ran the races, I have the nationalskateboardreview.com is a website for the newspaper.
Okay.
On there is I scanned every page of every issue of 36 issues to 300 DPI. So if you think you were in a contest between 1976 and 1979 and you want to know how well you did, go look it up because I'm not printing it out anymore.
You don't need to.
Yeah. It's all in there. That women's section is all in there.
Okay, but that's not just from here. That included East Coast races and everywhere that you could get on there.
Yeah, the newspaper was a grassroots publication.
Yeah.
Warren had the magazine, which features the pros. And people devoured that because it was state-of-the-art maneuvers, state-of-the-art equipment. And then when local skaters would get their inspiration from the magazine, they'd go do stuff, they would send me their results, their cartoon drawings, their photographs, their board designs, their contest results.
Do you still have all that?
My newspaper?
No, not just your newspaper, but all the stuff that people sent you.
Oh, God, no.
No. I was going to say, because... You know, some of those guys could come out famous, and then you could have
I have this much left over of prime photos, the couple of cartoons I kept that are just too precious.
Yeah.
But it's in the newspaper, so.
Yeah. Well, I remember
there was one. I got somebody sent me a letter to the editor, and it just is torn out on something. I need the facts for free. And that's all I got. No return address, didn't sign it. I go, well, good. I'd like to help you with the facts, son, but I don't know. I don't know how to reach out.
During your time, we have a picture up right now. That's Wide World of Sports, or was that
ABC covered? That was the Kona.
That was ABC. Okay.
Kona skate park opening.
Okay.
And ABC's. That's Tony on the left, and Mr. Haynes in the middle, and the Kona.
Mr. Haynes. Okay.
Patrick Haynes.
We couldn't figure out who that was.
Yeah. He was the dad of two amateurs, Squeaky and Squeaky's little brother. Okay. And I can't remember the little brother's name, but it's in the website, in the newspaper.
Okay.
And I'm being interviewed there.
Right.
Yeah, I can't
remember. And then you
got
Turner? And that, that's not Turner there?
No. He was the manager of skate park.
Oh, is that right?
So the funny thing was, I was getting a car ride with Hackett going up to the Hall of Fame committee, nominations committee meeting.
Okay.
So we're riding up together, and he goes, look at the footage I just got. And he shows me on the phone, and this is a snapshot from a video of him coming up to get his trophy. He goes, how cool is that? That's my trophy. And I go, that's me right there. I thought he was going to drive off the road. Because that was me.
You stole a little bit of his thunder.
Well, it was just he didn't know I did anything.
Yeah.
And I ran the slalom races.
Okay.
You know, he got it for bull riding, but I just went, and I'm in the same picture with you, dude.
What contest was that at?
Kona's our opening.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Kona's opening in Florida. Okay, so that must have been in '76 then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I think that's when they opened.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. '76.
That's when I was saying I did races at La Costa every Sunday.
This is you at La Costa then?
Yeah. That's it.
Keeping an eye on everybody.
That's that clipboard. Yep.
How many lawn chairs did you go through?
Right.
I only needed one.
Needed one, but yeah.
Yeah. I had a Foot Locker. I still have it. That had it had Briggs timing equipment in it, and it had my clipboards, and it had the chair didn't fit, but everything. And I would just get to a race and haul that puppy out and pop it covered in stickers. I still have it.
Yeah. Oh, that's precious stuff there. I have a box like that I did that too, and I still keep it. I have a couple embarrassing things that I wrote on it, but you know, that's what kids do. Stupid kids do, you know. All right. Well, tell me a little bit more about your Black Hills project too.
This is
how is that for all the downhill slalom, the whole thing, or?
It's the story of Black Hills, so everything that happened to Black Hill is in it. The freestyle, the downhill, the slalom.
Where is Black Hill?
It's in La Costa.
Oh, okay.
It's actually called El Fuerte Street.
Okay, I know it.
And in the day there, it stopped at the top. Now it goes through
all the way through, yeah,
and ends up at a fancy skate park up there.
Yes.
Well, that was all just.
Oh, because that's rough. Where. Okay.
That was just all rough. There was a highway barricade, and then was just, you know, chaparral.
Okay.
And that was the top of the road for El Fuerte at the time.
Oh, so that's it. My daughter lives right over there.
Yeah, yeah. And so Shoefly couldn't stand it. He wanted to tell the story. So he and Stan Strocher, who now has the rights for the Bain skateboard stuff.
Okay.
He did a business with Bill and Bob. So he's doing the skateboard stuff. Are getting together. They have the footage, and they have the interviews from people about this time. But we're looking forward to. We're doing fundraising now, so they can go into production.
Interesting. Okay, like a.
So you can.
What kind of fundraising are we talking about? Is it like a?
It's a line item in the La Costa budget.
Okay.
So if you donate to the movie production through La Costa, you get a tax receipt.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can just write them a check.
Just give them the cash.
Yeah.
But
if you're in a position to appreciate a tax receipt, then that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
But this has got it's got Dave Dominy's 8mm stuff.
Footage, okay, from back then.
Wow. Well, he's got one piece of it. They want more, but NHS has it, and they're not letting.
Really?
Yeah.
But that would help promote them as well in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, those guys got roots in slalom and downhill and everything.
Oh yeah, Hudson all over our
won everything.
Yeah.
Okay, he won a lot.
He won at Carlsbad Skate Park when CBS covered the slalom races at Carlsbad Skate Park. I got a cover shot. One of my covers is Tony Alvin, his white jumpsuit.
Okay.
Reaching for the finish through the thingy there, and he was racing Hutton now.
Okay, wait. Okay. At the skate park.
Carlsbad Skate Park.
Okay, but that was like a bank slalom then.
No.
Nope.
Regular slalom. Where was the regular slalom? I don't remember that.
Past the moguls.
Yeah. Tower. I was sponsored by Carlsbad.
Trippy, man. Like I skated there every weekend, but I only skated in the bowls. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, you know what Alva picture I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly which one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a Vantage one, I think Henry's racing somebody, obviously not GS, but it's yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember seeing every time.
I ran that one too. I mean, so if I wasn't at La Costa running Sunday races, it's because me and all the pros were somewhere else doing races, so we would go there.
Okay. What do you remember of Signal Hill?
It was hot. It was really hot.
Okay.
It was insanely hot.
And how many women were there? Any women that were?
Not the first two. I went to the first two, and after that, I went. I don't need to go back. It's really hot.
Yeah, really. Is that
and
hot there?
Oh my God, it was melting. It's melting things.
Really?
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not that far from the ocean.
No,
it was really hot.
Heat wave at 70.
Oh, is that what it was? Was it a heat wave?
It was really, really bad.
Okay.
Athletes should not have been out in the sun.
Oh, come on. Well, we always did that. That was part of it.
It was.
We played soccer. It was 105 degrees out, and
athletes should not be in the sun, drinking beer and smoking marijuana,
and then throw themselves down a hill. Which is maybe the only reason they would actually finally throw themselves down a hill.
Okay. All right.
It's a health. You know, I'm an elder now, and it's a health.
Yeah, risk. I know. Yeah, it's a health risk. Yeah.
One of with La Costa, I do a newsletter every month, and one of the
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one of our mission statements is to teach you healthy lifestyles for youth. So there's an article in the newsletter every month about something about healthy lifestyles.
Okay.
And I rotate between physical health, mental health, and emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
And this summer I did the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Okay.
Because one you call an ambulance and one you just put in the shade. And you need to know the difference. Because if you do it wrong, somebody's going to die. So, yeah, it's still Still a thing to be aware of.
I had a friend of mine, dad died of that.
See?
Out in the desert, racing motorcycles. So, but that was back in the time when they didn't like close the desert off for people with motorcycles, you know.
Survival of the fittest.
You know, I mean, you know, you're in full leathers and it's 105 degrees out. It gets
Signal
really
Hill.
hot. Yeah.
Full
Same type
leathers,
thing.
cars,
Yeah.
and those
Right.
racing those enclosed cars. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it was
Pretty
really insane to watch because I was at the top of the hill. I was there covering it for the newspaper.
Okay.
So I'm at the top of the hill, and literally there's this cross street, and you walk, and there is nothing. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, and then you walk over. There's a good photograph of it just going, and then there's a bottom, and it's like, holy crap.
It's fast. Guys were moving down that. I mean, you know, they were
6.5 degrees is what the incline was.
Yeah, I think that's
It's steep, but the problem is it's short.
Yeah.
Now the downhill guys are doing that, but it's a mile.
Yes.
1.7.
Right.
You know, so they get some real running room, and they get turns, and it's more fun than just
straight down
launching off the bottom.
And they actually have wheels that are good wheels as
Now?
opposed to,
Yeah, I'm getting ready to write an article for, I write for Free Ride Flyer,
okay,
which is a brand new magazine focused on downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do the history of downhill.
Who are you working with on that?
Mike Paposky is a photographer.
Okay.
Who started the magazine and then pulled together the most incredible team of videographers and photographers who can also write.
Okay.
And I came in, I'm not sure why, but I'm really glad they invited me because I love working with them. Right. They communicate well. They're so freaking talented. It's unbelievable.
I would love to talk to these guys.
He's Pap's out of Colorado.
Okay.
The rest are in the Northwest. The closest, Larry's in Salem. Ryan's in Humboldt. He's in the state.
Humboldt. Never heard of that place.
Humboldt? So
I think everybody knows Humboldt in California anyway.
Yeah. So I think that's that's the southernmost. But they come down for Tepe and Tacos, which is outside of Santa Barbara. Where are we? San Diego?
Yeah.
That's still a little far. They went over to Mecca, which was outside of Vegas.
Now they don't all go at the same time. Just
yes, it's so exciting. Because Kevin Rhymes there's the next downhill race is in October, and I'm going to go and help with registration like I like to do.
Right.
And then I'm going to be
and where's that?
Outside of Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And I'm going to be there. So I'm going to do registration on Friday night, and then late registration Saturday morning, and then I'm going to represent the magazine.
Okay.
And do pre-sales and that kind of stuff.
So this is right after Santa Barbara, before SLO, like San Luis Obispo.
It's in the hills out east of Santa Barbara.
Okay. Okay. Like Ojai? No, that's way that's way
still
south.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Still
Okay.
Santa Barbara. It's just on the outside, on the outer edge of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm Zooming with those kids every 2 weeks, and they're just so inspired. They're so talented. They communicate so well. I just love working with them. I mean, they are so empowering and positive, and they have the nicest way of telling somebody, "I don't like that idea." It's just astounding, you know. And they're just a nice way to do it. Anyway, they're just fabulous, and half of them are going to Argentina representing the downhill community.
Wow. And these are photographers and
videographers,
basically storytellers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the magazine's all about the grassroots of
and what's the name of that magazine again?
Free Ride.
Free Ride. Okay.
I got it. We'll have the link and everything up. I'll put it all up.
Beautiful.
Okay, cool.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, they're I forgot where I got up. I'm writing for them. Oh, about the history of downhill. Because I know the old guys from Signal Hill. So the young guys are giving me a list of questions they want to ask the old guys.
Right.
So I'm going to do I don't know how I'm going to write. It'll be fun.
Did you have to compete against guys in any events or anything?
There was no women's division.
That's what I thought. Okay. So you always had to.
So when I took second to the tight in Vail, and I made a good run, and I was really fast. And I go, something's not right. Something's not right. I'm rocking back to the top of the hill to start, and I go, something's not right. And I went, that's the downhill run at Vail. The one in the parking building was the one, and I'm going, something's not right. I need to tighten my truck. It's time to go. I got second.
Wow. That's awesome.
No, I wanted furs. If I'd had 5 seconds to find a wrench and just do the little
tweak that it needed, just to so you can get speed bubbles or something else out of it.
So I was pretty disappointed because for my second place, I got a piece of paper. Now I am racing with my full intensities. Racing, it doesn't matter how old you are or how young. It's about your commitment to the competition.
Yes.
I get a piece of paper that says, and I saved it, something about the old geezers race, and I went, they were minimizing and making fun, and I went,
yeah, man, yeah,
you know, my level of competition is no different than Henry's.
That's right. Well, when you go down, it hurts the same.
Hurts worse.
It hurts the same, man. Everybody goes down. You know, when you go down, it's all the same.
Especially when you're over 20. Under 20, you know, and there's under 10-year-olds, they just bounce.
Yeah. Well, their pads are from here to here, you know? So you can't really see them, you know, because the pads cover their whole entire bodies.
And I like the ones that have a skateboard brake, so they got this forearm cast, and they're still running, and somebody's like, how could I go, that's his safest arm. This one's not going to be in the way. Yeah. You got to worry about this one.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right, well, let me ask you, did you ever surf? Did you ever surf or snowboard or anything like that?
Yeah. When we lived in Hawaii, surfing's what I did.
Okay.
I didn't skate. My brother and Dave skated, and I surfed and rode horses, but I was surfing there. Well, and then when I started college in San Diego, I thought, well, I'll just keep surfing. Well, here's the thing. It's cold, and the waves are really slow.
Oh, yeah, in Hawaii?
Here.
Or here?
Yeah.
Here?
Here. The waves were, I was coming from Hawaii.
Right.
And it's cold, and the waves are really slow. So, like, what's the point?
Interesting.
And I knew at age 17 I was too fat for a wetsuit. So I went, I'm not wearing a wetsuit. I'll be too fat for a wetsuit at age 17.
Gosh, oh, my God. Man.
So I didn't surf.
So you already had the peer pressure going on that, huh?
No, I made that up myself.
Okay. I was like,
so yeah, I didn't surf here. I surfed there.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I just like, you know, when I just think of Hawaii, okay, and I don't picture you going out at like Sunset or YMA or something.
But like South Shore in the summer.
Okay, I was gonna say like Waikiki, that wave is fall asleep on it. You know what I mean?
Ala Moana is good.
Yeah, okay.
Kahio Beach is nice. Barbers Point was my regular.
Where did you surf here that was so slow?
Oceanside.
Really?
The whole coast.
Yeah.
Look, if you're coming from Hawaii, these waves,
they're slow.
Okay.
They're slow. And of course, like, you know, coasts have their season where the waves jump up. And obviously I got here in the slow season.
Must have been, yeah, summer day.
September or something. It was just like, well, this.
Like high tide on a summer day. Then I can see slow, mushy waves. But otherwise, man, I've seen some.
Oh, yeah, they can crank, but I didn't find them. And like I said, by then it got cold and it was.
Okay, yeah.
I moved on.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, no, the whole reason why I brought that up was because, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, surfing and girls and surfing or snowboarding and girls. Like, how do you pull those kind of girls in to start? I mean, could slalom, like a tight slalom or something, help them, you know, or competitive level, help them with their snowboarding or help them with
crossover training?
Yeah, crossover training. Yeah.
Larry Rupp.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Larry, forgive me, I still can't say what she does. She skate on snow.
Okay, she's got a snow skate?
Yes.
Snow skate, okay.
She is the national champion. I go, how can you be national champion of something I never heard of? Explain to me, Larry, explain to me. I met her at Mecca Ditch Slap last October.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then we stayed I became a fan right away. She's fabulous.
I got to find out when the next one of those is.
I got it on my calendar.
Okay, you got to let me know about that.
Ditch isn't doing it. Ty's doing it. It's sort of a mumbly underground name, but yeah, it's. Okay. But anyway, so.
Because I'm getting ready to start going to that because I hear so many fun things and stuff. All the ditch slap type things.
Yeah, the Bear's coming up in the next week or so.
The Bear
in Albuquerque with that hot balloon.
Oh, really? With Joe? Joe's running that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's next week?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. That means it's probably already sold out. All right, well,
no, it's a race. You just go.
Well, I know that, but they only allow so many people.
No, that's the one that we were.
That's another one too. Okay, it's a different one.
Which one was that?
The one that was in Bay.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because I guess he has two of them. Then there, I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, I'll reach out to him and stuff, and see what's up.
We'll call you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, next year I hope my travel is cut in half. This year was insane. I was gone with the USAS. I'm chair of the slalom committee for USA Skateboarding.
Okay, now who is behind USA Skateboarding, first of all? So I know.
It is the national governing body of skateboarding in America.
Okay.
For the Olympics and the World Skate Games.
Is that the Don? Is that the one that Don?
Don's the lead of it now.
Okay,
Don
so
Bostic.
it's, yes, Don Bostic.
But anyway, so here's the thing. So with, I built a committee in February of last year, and we were charged to come up with a way to select slalom racers to be on a team to go to Argentina.
Okay.
So we came up with how we're going to do that, and we decided on a 3-race qualifying format. And then we wanted something East Coast, Central, and West Coast, so racers didn't have to go, and we took 1 man, 1 woman from each of those races to fill out the team.
Okay.
I forgot why I went on that tangent. But, so we're done in the travel. Okay, so February we had a qualifying race in March, May, and July. In addition to that are my La Costa races, and throw in a funeral and a couple of weddings, and I have not been home much. So next year, talking about road trips, I hope to be a little more retired.
Yeah.
And put all my time into La Costa, because there's no Olympics, no World Skate Games, so it's an off year. And
yeah, but people are still trying to qualify. There's qualifiers right now for that stuff too, though, right?
Well, Park and Street is, but they're an Olympic sport.
Okay.
We won't be an Olympic sport until 28.
Okay.
That's why we don't get any money from Nike or Toyota, because they only fund Olympic sports.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, to answer your question, Don Bostic's at the helm for USA Skateboarding right now.
All right. Yeah, that's the...
Man's working hard. He's doing a great job.
He is doing an exceptional job. So I know I'm trying to get...
He's working hard.
I'm trying to get him in here, but he... Yeah. Right? Yeah, I know. So much for retirement, but...
I'm hoping we see him Saturday. That'll be cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope he does come. I would love to see him and talk to him for sure. Kind of get some updates on what's going on with his organization. Because
he probably can't tell you.
Yeah, I know. Not everything, but I will ask.
Yeah.
And trying. Yeah. And same thing goes.
Now he's pretty good at playing things close to the cuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Until it's public. Until it's dialed in and public information.
Absolutely.
Doesn't gossip, doesn't brag, doesn't do
That's
rumors.
why everybody loves Don.
Yep.
So anyway, all right. So let's see. Are you working with any luge events too then? Does that fall under your category of all the downhill and slalom and everything else,
it's
right?
2 separate committees.
Okay, there's a different committee for that.
Yeah, and I was on that committee.
Okay.
Until they finished their qualifying series.
Okay, because this is what we have of you going and luging, right? Since that's where you're at now, and you're throwing some breaks in. But there's somebody behind you, is there not, in that photo?
Yeah, because I went down with 2 or 3 other people.
Okay.
Pap's the one who shot this GoPro of me and pulled out this picture and gave it to me.
Oh.
Pap, the guy that does the publisher of the magazine.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to get in touch with him.
Yeah.
You know, and here's a...
Ty and Darren.
Yeah. That's a funny story.
It means I don't have to quit skating.
Right.
That's it became painfully obvious last year that I have to quit stand-up. And I went, you know, there's a point in life when your list of things I used to do just gets another thing put on there.
Yeah.
And it was getting hard to just face that. I got this nice little hill back home where I can stand up and do that because it's a saddle. So you start up here as fast as you want and go up, and you can come. It's slow to stop and get off. So I can run that at home, but it's a little boring. But it's better than nothing. So, and it wasn't until I went to Maryhill last fall. Yes, it was fall free ride, and I go help with regregistration and merchandise sales at Maryhill.
Okay,
and helping them for a couple of years.
Well, that's the real downhill guys. Those are the warriors, as I refer to those guys, because they're just. I mean, those guys can die at any day, and
it's a really nice hill to ride. There's other hills that are scarier.
I've seen some crazy falls there.
It is the premier. So, and I'm pretty awestruck about this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm in the merch tent with Allie and Andy, and I'm watching go-karts go up and inline skate guys go up, and I'm watching luges go up. I'm talking about up. I mean, getting the U-Hauls and
going up, getting pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, inside. They're not skitting's not allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just going up.
Getting a ride to the top.
Right.
And then 20 minutes later they're all down again.
Because I went to Catalina. And you see everybody in the truck, but then you see 5 other guys holding on somewhere on the thing and pulled up. So
it really screws with the insurance, so we try and discourage that.
I see.
You gotta be inside the truck.
Oh, darn it! I never even thought about that.
I know.
I actually jumped on and got pulled up because that was a long walk up that hill.
Yeah, just wait for the next truck. So I've been there watching, and there's cars are camped, day parked, and all that other stuff. And there was a guy in a wheelchair, been rolling around for a couple days. And then I look over, and out of the back of his truck, they haul out this luge that's the length of this table.
Yeah. So
adapted for him.
About 6 feet.
It's got a solid backrest. Narrows at the feet. He's a para, not a quad. So he's got his arms, got his upper body. So they seatbelt. They put him in. 4 friends lift him up, put him in the luge, seatbelt his legs in.
Oh my gosh.
8 of them, 4 on each side, pick up that luge, slide it in the back of the U-Haul, and I go, no. And
I have no more excuse not to do it. I get it.
When he came down with the same shit-eating grin as everybody else, I went, all you need is the right equipment and a little help with your friends. And I went, I'm in. Yeah. So that was September.
So here's a picture of you with your luge.
And I bought my luge in December, and I went stealth. I bought it from Dave Rogers.
Okay, wow.
Borrowed the helmet from Johnny Miller.
Okay.
And the leather jacket I got in a thrift shop 6 years ago when I moved to Los Osos. And Mark got this leather jacket's going, buy me. And I go, what the hell am I going to do with this? It's really a cool leather jacket. Yeah. I put it back, thought about it for 2 more days, went, I better buy the leather jacket. Yeah. And I went back and it was still there. So it's been hanging. Now I know why.
There you go.
Now I know why I bought that leather jacket for $30, 6, 7 years ago. So I just started practicing, want to get used to the equipment. I got wheels from Seismic. Sparkles told me what wheels to get because she's a loser going to Argentina.
So we're talking all the top brands here.
If I'm gonna go,
Seismic trucks are $300.
Dave Rogers
or more.
Mini luge,
Rogers
and the trucks
racing.
were I can't remember the trucks, and I didn't know how to put them on, so Johnny Miller put them on for me.
Okay.
So he goes. So when I first told Johnny Miller, I was at Johnny Miller, who promptly calls Max Caps.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Max.
Who's a member of the 90-mile-an-hour club.
Oh, what?
Stand up.
When
skateboarding.
I didn't know he did that.
90 miles an hour. I think there's 5 guys.
That's what we opened the show with.
In Canada.
No, that's not Max.
Yes.
That's Max doing it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that was Max.
In Canada.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, Max and I are friends.
Okay, yeah.
And Johnny wasn't sure exactly about the truck here and there. There's a spot for 3, but she only has 2. Max gets on the phone, yells at me. What do you think you're doing? And I went, oh, he loves me.
That sounds like Max, though.
He yelled at me for this. And Johnny goes, all right, I'm going to get you the back, like motorcycle guys, like the backslide thing. You got the helmet. No, that's just a kid's helmet. I got to get there. And all these 2 guys are going. And I went, Max, this is me you're talking to. Yeah. You don't remember going slow.
Yeah.
That's why you're scared for me. Yeah. No, trust me. It'll be okay. So Johnny set up my trucks.
Good for Max.
And I'm at the top. I know, I love
Good for Max then, man.
And I just ran up and down, practice in front of my street, which has a pretty nice. And then what I'm practicing is stopping.
Right.
It's easy to go fast.
Right.
It's all about the stopping. So I practiced all different kinds of ways. And then I went to that little hill at Power Lines in my town and ran it on there. And I'm going, I like this.
Yeah.
It likes to go fast. It's real easy to maneuver. Got the right gloves. And
so how do you stop?
Well,
with your feet. If you go back to that picture of me in the turn.
Yeah.
The foot was on and
there.
That one there,
Yeah, I'm turning left, so I'm braking with the right.
Yeah.
So when do you grab the nose and pull up?
If you really have to stop quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sitting up, and I'm sitting up, so that's slowing into a turn.
Yeah.
Because I had been down.
Yeah.
And then it's time to turn. So then here I am at Maryhill. The guy in the wheelchair is there too, and I went, dude, me and you. A little help from my friends. And what did it for me was I had a practice run at Tepe and Tacos. And honestly, my only goal was if I could get 50 yards on Tepesquet Road, I'd be really happy. And so I got a U-Haul ride up. I almost have tears in my eyes. I'm in the U-Haul. I'm so excited. Get out at turn 10 and then take it to the finish. And I went, oh my God. And I made a friend, CJ Wilkerson, who's also going to Argentina, is a luge rider.
Okay.
And she took me under her wing. So I already knew how to control the board, but it's a matter of reading the road.
Right.
I also know about fall lines.
Yeah.
So I know, I've got some of that, but I know there's some tricks. It's a new vehicle.
Absolutely.
So she talked me down my first run at Tepe and then a second run at Tepe. And I go, I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and just sleep on what I just did. And that was in, when was Tepe? In July. And then I was at Mary Hill in April. And I took 2 full runs from top to bottom.
Wow.
And she coached me with, on the first run, she'd go, okay, stay, 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 go high, turn here. And he's got a picture of her. She's going, turn here. And I go, and then she said on the second run, she goes, you got this. You've got the fall line figured out. She goes, I'll go with you. But I got to practice some with my gear, so I'll be ahead and I'll just catch up with you when you know. So she's the one that coached me on actual getting it done.
I was gonna say, because Mary Hill's got some tight turns on that track
it's all about,
there,
it's
man.
all about how fast you're going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen some big wipeouts on that too, man.
Yep.
So.
So so O'Malley hears I got a luge and I'm going to run Mary. He goes, well, what better way to go than on your back with your feet in the air? Go ahead, sister, try it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I had a blast and I'm going back next April.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't have to quit. Is the thing. I don't have to quit skating.
I mean, there's so many of those guys. Like I said, to me, those guys are the warriors. You know,
so fast.
Like going 90 miles an hour on a skateboard is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think there's a half a dozen of them that did it.
Yeah, well, I just knew. Last thing I knew was a guy I think in Santa Cruz that did like 95 or 97. You know, that was the last one I saw was the fastest. I had no idea Max jumped on it and did it.
Yeah, there was a special project in Canada to find and clear the right road. Can you imagine? And I don't know how long it took them to get to 90 and then slow down again.
Yeah.
But the quads and the knees and the glutes.
Yeah,
like,
just
what?
A little bit of strain.
Insane conditioning is needed for that.
That's why it's filmed in kilometers because it was in Canada.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I chose that to start it out. Because you said 5 round things, and you got to start it off with downhill. Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, that is the shit right now.
His 90 is miles per hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But we have the footage that we have.
Yeah.
It's a little speedometer, and it shows it in kilometers, which was 129 kilometers, which was 91 miles an hour.
Guys.
92.
Did Daniel Engel make it up there? Did he get there?
He didn't race enough to get the points to go.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And so I
wonder why.
He raced at all of them because he did too much skiing last year.
Oh, yeah. He worked up there. Yeah, snowboarding.
He had an insane winter.
Yeah. I remember every time I called him and to say hi and talk to him, he was always
I'm
like,
on the lift.
every time, Dave, I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm driving to Mammoth or whatever it is. So anyway, pretty amazing.
I like helping those guys out with the races because I dig them. I went to Bakersfield to help Daniel do a race, and then so I'm helping a lot. Makes me happy.
That's awesome. Do you get to Europe much?
I've only been once in my whole life.
Okay, and that's for the...
It was for Worlds in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
I piggybacked with Skate Kings and had the time of my life.
Is that right? With with Richie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be a fun trip.
Joe
I can see that. Yeah.
Brad Jackman, Paul Chestnut, Kyle Smith.
Did you ever get to the Puerto Rico race?
No.
No? Okay. I didn't know.
No.
I know they're having a hurricane right now, but...
Yeah, they're getting nailed.
Yeah, they're getting ripped right now, but... or actually, I think it's just went past them, and most of the island is, again, no electricity, and they got ruined again. All the time. Hurricane 4, man, it's nothing to mess with for sure. Okay, well, did we cover the Smithsonian?
No.
Did we get into that? Because
that's pretty cool.
Tell me about this here. Okay, we got a picture up.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh. it was, you know, I grew up in the 50s. And so to revere the Smithsonian Institute, living in Arlington, Virginia for 3 years, that was one duty station Dad had.
Okay.
We went to the Smithsonian Institute besides every time anybody came to visit.
Okay, right.
You know, we would just go for different, because Dad was a curious guy and he liked to read. So we'd go and look up stuff. And so it's always in there as just the most premier sanctuary of treasures.
Right, absolutely.
So it happened at a May Hall of Fame. I had retired I didn't go to work on April Fool's Day of 2013. And so then I'm retired. And then I go to the Hall of Fame in May, and I meet Jane Rogers, and she's talking to Patty, sitting at breakfast.
Yeah.
And she's talking about Patty's going to donate something. And I said, do you want the newspaper? And she goes, yes.
Wow.
She already knew all about it and all that. And I went, okay. And she goes, what do you got? I said, I can give you a complete collection. She goes, I want that. And what's the deal? So it was in July. Then I think it was July. InnoSkate happened at the Smithsonian, and a whole pack of us went.
Yeah, right. I remember
have a picture of everybody. This is a shot from everybody at the table. And I got because they're, you know, Patty's holding her deck and all this, and I'm just standing there. I have a newspaper, and I thought I better carry one around so they know why I'm there with everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's a picture and that's my last issue.
And this was like 4 years ago, 5, 6 years ago?
Oh, 13.
Oh, and 13. Okay, that's about. I had a friend of mine, I think, that skated. They had a mini ramp there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. A friend of mine, Chapo,
cool.
who skated the mini ramp the whole time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so anyway, he was 100% not
It was fun. It was fun. It was the first time I've ever been to a VIP room. And was told, you know, okay, we're going to sit here in the quiet, and then we're going to go over here and do this. And there was formal presentation. And then this is down in the archives.
Okay.
And that's Jane Rogers receiving the collection. And I have to sign the release that now belongs to them.
Right.
And then she has on white gloves, because everything that is received by the Smithsonian is only touched by white gloves after that.
Wow. That is really cool. Okay. All right. Well, I have to ask you, of all the things that you have done in the industry, what stands out the most? I mean, you've done a lot, okay?
Yeah.
And you've been in the industry for a long time. I know you took a few years off and had your professional career.
Yeah.
And then you got back into it. But what stands out? Like, is there any moment that, like, really, like, you're just like, well, this changed my, you know, whole perspective about something, you know?
Well, when I can remember, I think it was 2004, the year after Bobby Turner died. I missed him. There was a race, and Lance told me about it, Lance Smith.
Okay.
So we went, and I didn't expect it to be as grand as it was when I left it in 79.
Okay.
It was like, what?
Yeah.
It's not dead. This is so exciting. and everybody was there. And my first thought was, what? Without me? How can you have a slalom race without me? So, okay, I'm going to come for a look-see. And this person I don't know came up to me. And all my friends are going, oh, my God, it's so good to see you. And here's my ad that was in your newspaper. I got it in the... And this person, to this day, I don't know their name, came up and said, I just want to thank you. And I'm going, okay, what? I mean, and he goes, the National Skateboard Review saved my life, made my life, showed my dad that what I was doing was something important. So it changed his family dynamic.
Oh, awesome.
You know, 40 years later. And then Tim Stahl said, you know, I publish for amateur photographers that are still professional photographers today.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I provided a platform for people to bring their best and have a chance to showcase, I just love that. Yeah. And that day where that person came up and said, you were so important in my life and I want to thank you, I just went, wow. And then the books start coming out. And it's sort of like, people, you sign the book? And I go, all I can sign is, who knew? that 40 years later anybody would care.
Right.
But
I mean, that's how we all
kinds
were.
of people care.
Yeah.
And young ones do, and same age peers care, and it's just the fact that
we led an industry basically, and we didn't know we were. You know what I mean? In different ways. You know, your way with magazines, with everything that you've done. You know, for me, I had no idea in skateboarding. I just had fun. And then I mean, people come up to you and say like, "Oh my gosh, you know, that you did this or that," and I'm like, "I did? Oh, cool." You know, like I don't remember, but awesome. You know,
I love from last week's interview. Doug goes, "I just got in a van and then got out of the van. I didn't know."
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I wrote that down. Yeah, it was just it made us happy.
Yeah.
And I also remember somebody saying, you know, I can be anywhere, and if I hear the click, 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 click of wheels coming down the sidewalk, that kid doesn't know I already love him.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something that brings on the family.
Okay, so how about this one here?
This is Barb Odanaka's Mighty Mama Skate-A-Rama.
Okay.
She has done it every Mother's Day.
Can you say that 3 times real fast?
Barb Odanaka's Mighty Mama Skate-A-Rama. And at this particular year, was that 2017, I was the guest of honor.
Oh, awesome.
And so this pack of women leave their homes on Mother's Day going, "It's Mother's Day, I'm going."
Right.
And fly in from all over the country and skate together and spend Mother's Day weekend together.
Ah.
And they came up to SLO.
We got to cover that.
Yeah.
This next Mother's Day.
Yeah.
They skated SLO. They're park skaters.
Okay.
And then they go, "Well, we want to do what you do." And I went,
great.
Okay. And they go, "Where do you do it? Where could we do it?" And I went, "All right, well, we'll just do Madonna Trail. It's right over there. It's not that hard." And I'm going, okay. I'm talking to park riders. And I said, "Have any of you ever skated further than 20 feet in one direction?" And they all went, "Nope." And I went, "Okay, then."
This is going to be interesting.
Because this hill is at least 100 yards long.
Yeah.
So we get over there and they go, "It was great."
Yeah.
They all got park boards. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, and they go, "What do we do?" And I go, "Well, you just shove off, put 2 feet on." And they want to know about
hold your breath,
carving, and no, don't hold your breath. And one of the women comes up and goes, "So what if you get going and you're going down the hill and it's a little too much? What do you do?" I go, "Finish it."
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to jump off.
There's no getting off.
Yeah, there's no getting off.
They have a blast.
Yeah.
But for them to say, "We want to do the kind of skating you do," was really fun.
Awesome.
They loved it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
and that's the group shot at SLO Skate Park.
I mean, that's when you get 2 or 3 new people to jump on board, and that grows from there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the beauty of our whole sport. It's just the fact that we can keep it growing.
Yeah.
You know, and doing it. So, all right. So what else? What other activities here? We've got this.
Oh, there was the Girl Scout Skate Jam. Did I tell you about that?
No, I don't know anything about the Girl Scout Skate Jam.
I've got some pictures I could show you.
Okay.
But just before I put it together, I wanted to do with the San Diego Council of Girl Scouts of America, and do a Girl Scout park training. Come skate, learn how. If you already know how, come get better. And I pulled together Patty McGee, Amelia Brodka, Lynn Kramer, and I have a picture, and I believe it's Bryce from the Olympics.
Whoa. That
was with us. I've got her picture I can show you.
Yeah, just send it to us. I'll drop it in.
Okay. And we had all day. We had vendors. We had a photographer. And they just had a blast. The Girl Scout Council made us a drawstring bag and a Girl Scouts are famous for the backpack ones, but also the kerchief.
Okay.
Says, GS Skate Jam.
Yeah.
And that we did that, and there's some really happy Girl Scout pictures, and that was all young girls there were some older Girl Scouts there also. But I had met Amelia at an exposure skate, and at a break time I went up to her tent because I wanted to introduce myself and thank her for this fabulous thing she had been doing, and just to meet her.
Right.
And so we made contact there. And then when I'm thinking about what prominent women skaters do I want these young girls to meet, I called Amelia and Lynn Kramer, and Barb Odanaka was there, and Patty McGee, And,
quite a lineup.
oh man, oh man.
Quite a lineup.
Oh, I know. A silly girl skate team was there. That's who that one girl was. Yeah, Matt had a silly girl skate team out of Fullerton, maybe.
Yeah, I remember hearing that name.
Yeah. But he's been gone for a while. I don't know what he's doing now. But he and his, so that's closer to the same age peers.
Okay.
So they had the grown women that are damn good at what they do, then same age peers. So we had probably 9 teachers at the park, and we did it in Escondido.
Huh. At the Escondido Park?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, that kind of stuff always makes it fun. That's just awesome. Yeah. Okay, so here's our next one, which is what you're kind of doing now. I see that smile.
I retired from outrigger racing. I started outrigger racing in, until last weekend.
Yeah, until last weekend. I retired last weekend.
I started doing outrigger in 2000. And I retired from racing in 18, maybe, with the finale in the Cook Islands, which is a premier international outrigger canoe race.
Right.
There it is. And I trained hard for that, and I fell into a seat of fabulous paddlers from around the South Pacific. There's Aussies there and Cook Islanders there. And we got first in our age division. Wow. So for a retirement race, I was happy. But I still paddle my one-man when the weather permits up in Morro Bay. And I was just in Hawaii for a vacation and ran into some friends, and they had a seat to fill. And they go, "You want in?" And I went, "You want to win?" And she thought, she goes, because the canoe was a double hull, so we had 12 paddlers, only 4 of which had ever paddled together before. So it was like, you're not going to win. So they go, "No," and I went, "Okay, I'm in," because I didn't want to keep them off podium, right? I train a little bit, but not like I did for when I was racing.
Right. But you still know enough to be able to.
Oh yeah, because I was really stoked that even with the level of training I'm doing now, I held my own for the 5 miles. My timing was good. My steersman liked it. It felt good to me, and it looks good in pictures.
Yeah. There you go.
So I came out of retirement, made myself so happy.
Good.
Yeah.
That's always
I just love outrigger.
Fun. Okay. Well, now
here's a crossover. This picture right here.
Okay, explain.
Well, so Dennis Martinez and I know each other from the 70s.
Right.
And you fast forward to his stunning sobriety and recovery.
Right.
And I learn he has a halfway house for returning inmates.
Right.
Lifers. Guys that have been in a long time.
Right.
And it's in my neighborhood. It's down in Spring Valley. And I went, really? So I came to see, and I was so impressed with the facility, the buildings. And I met the staff, and I said, "I want to do some volunteer work for you." And he goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I'm a recreation therapist, and what I do is I teach through activities. I teach social skills, communication skills, family recreation, and all kinds of good things spill out of that." And he just goes, "When can you start?"
Yeah.
So I was there every Wednesday.
Wow.
For and this is the second time I worked with well, no, they weren't, the other job wasn't inmates, but so I would go and I would do a couple-hour session, and it would start with moods. So I'm asking these men to put a word to what do they feel like. And then we do did we finish with a game or somewhere in there? We do a game, which was a family recreation game. These men have families. They have babies, they have wives, they have parents, they have siblings. So I would lead them in a game that they could take on a pass and play with their families.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't take equipment, you know, simple pair of dice and a pencil and paper or something. 7-11 or doubles was a really fun game. But so I taught them some family recreation. And then we do a lesson on either the social skills, communications, or something like that. And then close with moods again. So after we've kicked around feeling level stuff and pushing the thinking and picturing the, okay, like Thanksgiving's coming up. Who's going to be at family? Do you want to take the game, 7-11 or doubles? You know, and just plan ahead social recreation to help them fill the gap of the structure of prison and the gap in then leaving their addiction substances behind. Because you can't just quit using. You got to put something else in there or it won't stick.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Are you still doing it now?
No, because I left San Diego.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I was the saddest to leave that volunteer job than I was any job I'd ever had. And I really...
How long? They're paying attention to it.
It was, I would introduce myself as I'm a friend of Dennis's from the skateboard days. I really like what you guys are doing here. And he's invited me to do this class. That's why I probably started with the game.
Yeah.
Because you start superficial and then you get deep and then you end up... and I just remember, but I did notice, you know, I'm paying attention to the men, but I did notice that there were still people watching. And I never asked what crime brought him into prison.
Yeah, right.
I just deal with the man that's standing in front of me today. They'd be flashing gang signs and all, which I wouldn't even see. And they would get limits set on them afterward because they're in a social situation. They got to stop that shit.
Right.
Or they're not ready to graduate out.
Right.
But I presented an opportunity for them to show what they've learned or relapse into old behaviors. And it is what it is. And then you can keep learning. And you can drop out anytime you want. But it was a fabulous program. And I remember one of the staff saying, because I'd come in and talk to the staff after I was done. He was just saying, yeah, you just pulled a killer right out of him. You're doing great stuff. And I went, okay, that's all I need to know.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah, training center in San Diego. It's a nonprofit. And I would also donate to them. And I bought them a food table when I left.
Really?
Yeah, because they need recreation. Food table is good because it's a 2-person or a 4-person thing.
Right.
You got to be really mad to pick it up and throw it across the room. So it's not, you don't buy them a pool table. You can pitch those balls across the room.
Put them in a towel and...
Impulse control is an issue, so you don't have pool balls sitting at pool
those
cues
balls are small.
standing around. Yeah, no, but a foosball table worked really well. And then I also got them fresh basketball hoops and fresh basketballs.
Unbelievable.
And then a donation for pizza night at the end of... Oh, and the coolest thing was I was there for Christmas, so I got gifts bags for all of them.
Wow.
Socks.
Yeah.
Beanies, soap, some hygiene products, that kind of thing. And then at home, my girlfriends helped me stack all the bags. We decorated the bags, and they had this big dinner, and then they could come up and like, I think they were touched that somebody thought they were worth it.
Right. Ah.
It was fabulous. That Christmas was fabulous.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I love it.
But you do that stuff all the time. You do that kind of stuff a lot. How about that?
Yeah.
When you see something, you do it. And what I'm talking about is like, say the purses for men and women. And
men and women.
Yeah. You know, and if the women didn't have enough, you were the one who donated your...
Kicked in.
Yeah, you kicked in money.
Right.
To make sure that the women got paid exactly the same as the men.
Yeah, it's kind of I did it at Nationals.
Yeah.
Some year, good time back. It still got split between Julia Oyama and Lynn Kramer. I had one person call me and I go, so is she coming? And he goes, will you pay her way out? I go, no, I've done enough.
Yeah, right.
You know, the purse is supposed to get women interested in training.
Right.
And it's kind of to me, it's real important that La Costa Racing always offers matching purses.
Right.
And there's not another race organizer that does that. They generally pull purses from race fees.
Right.
So the common argument is there's only 10 women racing and there's 30 guys, so the women are going to get, and I go, that isn't good enough.
Yeah.
They train just as hard.
Absolutely.
Putting on just as good a show for no spectators, so that doesn't cut it.
Actually, in my opinion, I like to watch women race.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insert Poway video.
No, I'm sorry.
I got that. I'll insert that Poway video.
Oh, it's Nurse.
No. So I got a quick question. Do you go to El Gato? Do you do Eddie's thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I missed the very first one, or maybe even not, but I've been many times.
Okay.
If you got a deck, I've signed them.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look.
On the blue one.
Actually, I have a deck right over. Oh, no, it's just outside.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I've had it sitting here. I'm
I
supposed to
already
put
got my hotel room for this year.
Okay. All right, good. Did you notice how expensive they are right now? Whew.
What, the decks?
No, the rooms down in Palm Springs.
No, we're not staying there. They're booked. I got a room down the road.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
But I'm in a hotel this time.
Yeah.
Because there is the thing with the Sprinter. I'm also a member of the Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
And you
okay.
can
Stayed with
RV
them.
park for free at
Right.
various Elks Lodge, and there is one right around the corner. But I decided it felt more like a hotel, so. And I went down the road a little bit, so it's a third of the price. And it's not like I don't see anybody anymore. I mean, when he started those up and when the Hall of Fame started, you don't see anybody. Hadn't seen anybody in 10 years.
Yeah.
Except for the slalom people I see all the time, but everybody else, now I'm seeing everybody all the time. It's great.
Yeah. So what's next in skateboarding? What do you see? What do you feel? I mean,
I think downhill is going to take the media by storm.
Okay.
Especially with drones, are going to make it work.
Wow.
Because people aren't on site. They need to see. I mean, it's like outrigger racing. You stand on the beach and you launch, and then 3 hours later, the boats come back. I mean, it's not much racing to watch. It's not a spectator sport.
Right.
But downhill can be, and slalom also can follow suit with drones on top.
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ticket to that is also a wireless timing system.
Okay.
And I know the guy who's developing it now.
Okay. Good. You expect it for 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
For our races in 23, I think.
Okay.
Because it's being tested now.
Okay.
And then it's a matter of, okay, what range can it do?
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Again, I just wanted to find out, like, what do you think skateboarding is heading, like, especially for you know, your slalom and everything else.
Slalom, like I said, there's a wireless timing system that's coming in.
Okay.
And if the timers don't have to get this spool of wire, run it down the street, drape it through the bushes, and have it stick to a piece of tape that comes off the street in the heat.
Yeah.
If it could be wireless, that's a whole new ball game for us. Setup is faster, tear down is faster. We don't have to worry about the equipment fouling if with contacts.
Right.
So I'm really excited about that coming for slalom in 23, and we'll see it with Lacosta races first.
Okay, but that can apply to everything, downhill especially too.
Downhill's tricky because it's like our races are not a 1.7 like Maryhill.
Okay.
But at the point where then it just needs to be adapted.
What association is running Maryhill, for example?
The Maryhill Rats.
Oh, the Mary Rats. Okay.
Yeah, Dino Zuna.
All right. Okay.
Is the mastermind, and Miles O'Connell is the glue.
Okay.
And then Allie and Andy are two women that run everything behind the scenes. You can't even believe what goes on.
Okay. Well,
and Miles also works Tepe and Tacos.
Okay. Okay.
So he's
more events. So it's the same. I mean, like, are they using the same timers and all that kind of stuff at all the different events?
No, because each race host has their own gear.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, like in slalom, each race host. One thing I want to do is I've been in touch with 12 race directors this year, and the question, because I got around so much, the question is, because some of them were jockeying for position on the schedule, the calendar.
Right.
You know, there's one that was happening outside of Chicago. It landed right on the end of our qualifying races in Salem. And we went, nobody's going with that one. Everybody wants to come to this one. So he goes, I'll move it. And I went, great. Well, what if we knew that ahead of time? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to call for a collaboration planning meeting with those 12 race directors and the 3 people from ISSA and say, let's plan the 23 schedule so racers can pick their races, save their money, and plan their time off so they can go and maximize as much racing as they can possibly get.
Okay.
That'll be a first.
Okay. Well, I'm coming to the end, and I'm just curious, like, do you have anything else you'd like to add to this? You know, any thank yous? Or, yeah, come on out and do some slalom.
We have equipment for you to borrow, safety gear if you need it, the world's fastest women. We have 4 coaches on our team. Lynn Kramer is the fastest woman in the world. We have an intermediate coach with Patrick Lehrman, who is a high-ranking amateur, and Aaron Barber teaches beginners. We train out of Poway. We also do clinics up and down the state. It's free. Come see if you like it. If you like it, stay. At least you can say you tried it. That's all we ask.
It's just another part of skateboarding.
Yeah. Go to LacostaRacing.com, and that way you can reach people, or you can call me. I'm the president.
Okay.
Yeah. My email is ddr.nsr@gmail.com. So if you want to try it, let me know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just go
look right here.
Yeah.
There we go. It'll be right there.
Yeah.
We'll put it in. Awesome. Well, anyway.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you
a
for giving
fantastic
Slalom
show.
a chance to stand up with.
Well, my feelings on skateboarding is the fact that every type of skateboarding is skateboarding, and
You two
everything
both
is
said
important.
that when I
mean,
first
like,
met you, and
I would,
went, hallelujah.
I want to see slalom grow because it's speed, and there's a lot of guys that are adrenaline junkies that want to do it. Then you got, I want to bring freestyle back, you know, like all that kind of stuff.
That
you know?
pump station race?
Yeah, we got that video. We're going to put into this. So
we're going to throw that in.
And we'll be there Saturday.
Yay.
But my biggest thing is you know, I want to see all the skateboarding grow. And they're like, freestyle is incredible. You know what I mean? And yet, you know, it's kind of gone into the street world, but, you know, like Rodney Mullen, I mean, who can say, like, watch what he did, or any of the slalom guys, or any of the freestyle guys, you know, what they did is, I had a hard time doing it, man. Like, it's hard. It takes so much practice. Because there's no momentum other than what you put into it. That's right.
It's flat. It's a small, relatively small area.
It takes so much practice to be really good. And the nice thing about it is, like right now, man, if you want to be like street skating, there's a million kids fighting for one position or get sponsored or everything else. You know, the same thing with sponsorship with, you know, vert skating. You know what I mean? It's another thing to get sponsored, but you know, sponsorships are getting in there with
big comeback too.
Yeah, but
like, it doesn't have contests, and it doesn't.
That's
have
right. It doesn't have
media.
it yet.
Media's not.
It doesn't have it yet. But I want to bring the attention to it as much as I can now.
Here's the other thing I want in my.
And downhill, you said, is going to be like
it's flat.
gangbusters. But you know what? Yeah, but those guys. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's fun to watch, and those are great.
Yeah.
They're crazy people. They're fun as all heck. You never know what to expect out of it. It's probably the funnest part of skateboarding. So
Ty and Darren. Anyway, they're your local boys.
Who's that?
Ty and Darren.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many, and anyway, I can't wait for that to make a real big comeback again because I miss all those guys. And you know, I mean, I hate to see mirror skate, you know,